Red button means we're live, a casual take with your boy Steven Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. So, I hope everyone who cried that Josh Allen won the MVP last season, DI award, pity MVP, stayed up and watched that game in its entirety, did not turn the TV off when it was a blowout. Because that's why Josh Allen was the MVP. As great as Lamar was last season, and boy, was he spectacular last night. Don't let anyone tell you that loss was on him. But Josh Allen has to carry a bigger load. Simple. And it's as to why one was first team All-Pro and the other was the MVP, because the MVP factors in that stuff for narrative. We all see that Josh Allen doesn't have a teammate as good as Derrick Henry. Now, I know Derrick Henry had a costly fumble that flipped the game upside down, but he was half the reason why it was a blowout in the first place. The guy can just take over games by himself. Josh Allen doesn't have that luxury. If the Bills ever dream about beating a good team, Josh Allen's going to have to be Superman every single time. And boy, was that S beaming on his chest during that comeback. That's why he was the MVP. I just saw that man validate, put a stamp on the MVP. It was like he had to go diamond test his MVP, and he passed it. And you know what? I didn't do an award prediction this season. I kind of scrapped the idea in favor of just doing more of these kind of videos. But if I were, I know hindsight's in my favor here, but I would have voted Josh Allen as my MVP again, or predicted this time. Because with the same arguments that I did last year when I came on here in December, January, and said, Josh Allen's the MVP, because the Ravens have a better roster. They just do. For 99% of the game, I'm saying to myself, the Ravens are just bigger than Buffalo. Derrick Henry is a billion times better than anybody on the Bills. Zay Flowers is a Pro Bowl receiver. Defensively, the Ravens are just better. I mean, there's a reason why the Ravens were 1.5-point favorite in Buffalo yesterday. Yeah, that Vegas said Baltimore's roster is so much better than the Bills that they're going to give them 1.5 at Josh Allen's house. The final game at their stadium. With all the emotion, with the reigning MVP giving you 1.5. Because their roster is so much better. And that's no shot at Lamar. But it's kind of like a KD-Steph dynamic. It's like as great as their team is, KD or Steph could never win an MVP on the same team. Because one night it'll be the other, one night it'll be the other guys. They're just going to split votes. KD could have 40 one night, but Steph could have 40 the next. And that's how I feel about Derrick Henry. And that's the same thing I said last season when everyone's pointing to, see, the Ravens beat the Bills last year. That's why Lamar should be the MVP. Do you remember that Derrick Henry ran for $1.99 against the Bills? He also ran for about $1.70 last night, 2 touchdowns, 2 long runs that demoralized the Bills for the majority of the game. Zay Flowers also took a screen in the house. This is no shot at Lamar Jackson. Lamar was spectacular last night. He was sensational last season. But, I mean, his roster was so much better than Buffalo's. His teammate, Derrick Henry specifically, it's as to why they got up to 40-25. It was only a 15-point game, but 40-25, I heard some people talk about it. It might as well have been like a 50-point game. 40-20, that's what Skip Bayless said, because 40-25 is huge. With under 5 minutes to go, many sites had the Ravens with a 99.1% chance to win. Such a big deficit that Bills fans just said, peace, I'm out. I'm beating the traffic early. But then all of a sudden you hear this. Dun, 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 dun. You look to your right shoulder, Clark Kent's gone. You look to your left shoulder, boom, Superman's flying in to save the day. That's what it was like watching Josh Allen in the fourth quarter. Superman coming to save the day with that big red cape on, the blue tights, 251 passing yards in the fourth quarter. That's the 4th most this century. He also had 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, 250 passing yards, 3 total touchdowns. That is like player of the week. And he did that in a single quarter. Yes, Keon Coleman made some great catches. They made some great catches. I won't lie. But when I watched the Bills and watched the Ravens, as spectacular as Lamar was, because he also had 200-plus yards, 70 on the ground, 3 total touchdowns, he was balling. Lamar had 41 passing touchdowns last year. I believe it was 41. That's insane for someone that people said coming to the league was a running back. But Josh Allen wins similar, but he won similar, if not more games than Lamar Jackson, and he did last year by 1. And he does it while being Superman. He has more responsibility on his plate. As great as Lamar Jackson was first-team All-Pro. The same voters voted for first-team All-Pro and the MVP. Lamar got first team All Pro because statistically, he just had a better quarterback season than Josh Allen. But the MVP is more narrative. What are you overcoming? Who are your teammates? What is your record? And that went all to effect. And that's why the same voters who voted Lamar first team All Pro said, yeah, Josh is our MVP. Because as great as Lamar was, and he was last night, Josh just has to carry a bigger load. And the fact that he wins equal the same amount of games and just carries more load is why he's the MVP. And I thought last night Josh Allen validated his 2024 MVP with the entire country watching. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in this episode of A Casual Take. Follow my social medias at StephenPepper38. Until next time, see you.